Hello and welcome to Uploading Podcast, which is a very common podcast about executives of big companies pissing at each other. Today on our calm and normal show we have some great topics. My name is Silas and again I am joined by Mr. Sod.
Yes, I would hardly call this either calm nor normal. I feel like that is a gross mischaracterization
That's true.
of this show.
I'm sorry if you're a new listener, I just lied to you.
Yeah. What was I thinking? Oh yeah, complete tangent out of the gate. Have you seen that Warner Bros. Multiverse thing yet?
No.
Yeah, the trailer for it. Yeah. Like, I kind of love the trailer, but I also hate it. I feel like... TLDR, they either need to take Arya Stark out of it, or take the Looney Tunes out of it to make it cohesive. But now it's just all of them together, and I don't know what anything is anymore. And, like, Batman is teaming up with Shaggy now? What? Okay. Sure. Make that the box art cover of your game. Batman and Shaggy side by side.
So what are you talking about even? Multiverses. That.
It is a video game that is a fighting game, much in the same vein of Smash Bros., but with Warner Brother characters.
Well, this is a trailer from 2021. That's probably old.
Yep. Either that or this one just blew off recently.
4 days as a new one. Official cinematic trailer. Well, I don't want to watch cinematic trailers because they suck.
I mean, it's a fighting game, so just get it for the sense of what you're getting in for. We all know what fighting games are like.
I really don't like this art style. I don't know, it looks really weird.
Yeah.
That looks
I'm not a big
really
fan of
weird.
it. But to be fair, it's like trying to make it look good for like certain characters like Shaggy and the Looney Tunes, but then it's like, okay, well, I feel like you work with Shaggy, but like it makes sense because the Looney Tunes. Why not just take the Looney Tunes out of it and bring in some different characters instead? It doesn't really make sense. And Tom and Jerry, it's not nonsense. Nonsense is what it is.
I really hate how Bugs Bunny looks in the cinematic trailer.
Yep.
Why? That's not how Smash Bros. Works. The characters still look like they're supposed to do. I like Taz, though. Taz looks fucking awesome.
Yeah,
I don't think
he
the
looks
styling,
alright.
I don't think the styling is my problem here. I think this kind of, I'm going to call it softer candy style. I usually like that. But like, I guess some of the models I just don't like. Well, that's something I'm not going to play.
Yeah, probably. It's free though, so keep that in mind.
Well, I don't really give a shit. I don't play games. Well, I
You
do
should
play
make more
games,
time
but
for it.
not right now. Free. Closed alpha. Wow. How is it free? And where is it? Do they have their own fucking launcher?
I hope not. Oh, yeah, PC.
It doesn't say Steam. It doesn't say like Epic Game Store or anything. It just says PC. Digital download. And that scares me every single time.
Oh, yeah, it's probably gonna be that. Sorry.
I mean, it's gonna probably work. But
Yeah, probably, but like...
To continue to access this content, please provide your date of birth. Oh, fuck you. Just type in some random shit. I just want to go to the multiverse. It's fucking free-to-play and cross-play. Well, that's good.
That is generally good. I love how I derailed this immediately.
Yeah. Everybody who's new to this has just, like, fucked off.
Why does that make me so happy?
Warner Bros. Games account. Oh my god. I don't want a Warner Bros. Games account.
Neither do I. Oh God, why? Why
You
would they do that?
okay? Well, fuck this. I'm not even gonna try this. Then this is just really
Yeah,
stupid.
if that's too
Well,
much.
it's
That's too
the
much.
23rd of May, Monday, the 23rd of May, which is World Turtle Day. That's good. Turtles are good.
Yeah.
Save
I
them.
really like the turtle rune in Elden Ring. Makes me happy. I like seeing my stamina go up quickly.
It's also
I've brought it back round to Elden Ring yet again.
yeah. Well, stop it.
Huzzah.
It's also Bladder Cancer Awareness Month, which I didn't
Uh,
even know existed.
cancer.
Bladder
Some of the
cancer.
enemies in Elden Ring just utterly cancerous.
Oh my god. Can you
I
like shut the
think
fuck up?
I think I've
This is
had a
this is
recurring
important for
joke for
us.
this episode.
This is important for us. I think I've mentioned this in the last episode. I think it's Better Speech and Language Month. Still,
Indeed.
yeah.
Clearly, I'm not making the most use of it, but oh well.
And
There's
also
always next year.
National Lucky Penny Day. Well, why is that? Well, Lucky Penny Day.
I know people named Penny get lucky on this day. Really easy. I didn't even think about that too much. It was just on the spot, and I feel proud of it.
In that case, I'm not going to go into detail of National Lucky Penny Day because clearly it doesn't really matter because whatever Sod just said just overshadows what actually is happening. Oh my god. This is such a confusing show, man. This is such a fucking weird show.
I know.
It's fine.
Really...
But like, holy crap, man. Like, what? Wow.
I mean, if it's making me laugh this hard, a few people have to be losing
Well,
their minds.
I hope people are not like crashing their cars or something. Like, imagine
Yes, our
somebody
comedic
like.
wit is so great. It forces people into hysterics and then swerving all over the road, creating
Well, yeah,
a
I hope
pileup.
that doesn't happen. And like, imagine, like, the fucking ambulance pulls up and and we're still talking because the radio isn't like destroyed.
Oh
Or
no!
the
And then you
phone.
start hearing the beeping of the heart monitor that they brought with them, because of course the paramedics always bring a heart monitor with them and hook that thing up first. It's just common knowledge. And then you hear them over the sound of them laughing. You just hear the beeps getting slower and slower, and then that flat line. Whilst the
Amazing. Wow.
EMTs are losing it.
That's
We're
really
just
weird.
that
Like,
great.
imagine somebody. This is probably like not even unlikely to happen. Some like paramedic is gonna hear us talking bullshit with a dude half dead on the floor.
I mean, if we get big enough, it's like Joe. That's probably happened to like Joe Rogan. Well, I doubt he knows it, but like
Well, obviously,
statistically,
probably. I don't think
well,
you have to be a big ass Joe Rogan. Like people
unless
have
he arranged the accident, then he knows. Then he knows. Have the police consider this possibility, I should say?
So let's just
Questions
Google
need to
how
be
often
asked.
is there a car crash?
no, we can't.
13 car accidents occur
Oh.
somewhere in the United States every 60 seconds. So
Jeez.
it's very likely, I would now
That's-
say that, because our show is like 1.5 hours long.
That's more than like a car crash every 5 seconds. Christ.
So let's
You
say
think there
our
would be
show is-
less?
I don't know. No, that's so many cars.
Yeah, so many cars, but like so many responsible. What are they qualifying as a crash, though? That's what I'd like to know. Because when I hear crash, I picture a total car, something flipped over. I could definitely see crashes where like everyone's fine and the car's a bit dented up and has to drive away, but it's still reported as a crash. Anywho, I think we've rambled on long
All
enough.
of those are crashes. Oh my god.
Lethal crashes is what I'd like to know.
Okay, well, how often is there a lethal car crash? Every 16 minutes, a car accident occurs that results in death.
Oh, every 16. See, now that's.
Are you
You'd hope for it to
insane?
be lower, but like through the course of a day, it's like every, not too bad considering like several billion people or 350 million if it's just the statistics from America.
And also, over 1.6 thousand children under the age of 15 die in car accidents each year.
Very sad. Very sad.
So,
Too many
with
good
that
fairies
interesting
lost that way.
fact, let's move on with the show because it's only going to get worse if we don't. Like, I'm just afraid. Like, actually, I've done enough shows
Oh, thank you.
with Sod now that I think like this is going to get worse. So stop laughing now. Shut the fuck up. So, okay. Oh my god.
You should have told her shut the fuck up with your anger in your heart.
Oh my god.
It's just Welcome to Uploading
Do you know
Podcast.
what? I think
the podcast of us losing our own shit at our own
I don't know
jokes.
what I hate more is you like being the way that you are, or people probably enjoying the fact that I get mad at it. Because I think a lot of people are going to like that because people often try and do that because apparently I have funny reactions to dumb shit. Oh my god.
If it makes you feel better, I don't do it for your reaction. I just do things because I think they'd be funny. So
yeah, but my
it's not to
reaction
get right
enhances it.
out of you. Yes, it does, though.
So
thank you very much.
send us an email at uploadingpod@gmail.com if you support Sod in making me angry. Or like not angry, but like just disappointed, I guess.
Outraged reactions. If you enjoy Silas's outraged reactions, be sure to leave a comment wherever you can, or send an email.
Go send an email.
We'll be
That's
dearly
better
appreciated.
because then we'll actually see it.
Silas, you have to check the actual YouTube channel at the very least.
Nobody. Episodes have like 0 views.
Well,
or 1 view.
Are you promoting it on the Twitter?
Yes. Well, yeah.
The video.
It's in the same. I put the link tree there each time when a new episode comes out, and that has all of the different channels in it. Also YouTube, but people just don't choose to click on the YouTube thing because it's a podcast that you listen to.
I don't know. I listen to a bunch of podcasts on YouTube.
I think that's stupid and I really hate it. But you have to put it on YouTube nowadays. But we don't even do video, so it's literally useless. But okay, that doesn't matter. Speaking of YouTube, I finally made a new video on Silas on Linux. I just want to quickly shout that out, which is
congratulations.
My fucking like 7-day journey of trying to upgrade my OS, and then it fucked up, and then I tried fixing it in various ways. It's funny. I think it is funny. I'm just going to tell you the name of it, the title of the video, because then you'll understand what's happening. Okay, what's happening now? I accidentally clicked on some. I tried clicking on the thing on my taskbar, it pulled up like a random image of some like a random dude on Twitter because I just clicked.
Oh. Well, what are you looking at this dude for?
It says charity stream with Genion520 on Twitch and Theta TV. I don't know who the fuck this is. Good job doing a charity stream though, man.
Congratulations. Silas will be looking up pictures of you later.
Oh, no, definitely not. Where is the right window?
Oh, God.
Nope.
I will say I've been having a pretty stressful day, and this opening 15 minutes has really brightened my mood. So thanks, Silas.
So, okay, I found the title now. I called the title for that video, Guy tries upgrading Pop OS and loses his mind. And you'll see why if you watch that. I will come up with like the most random shit because like I sat here for like 2 hours or whatever each fucking day. So I would like pull up random snacks and random other shit, random games, and just like talk about them randomly and like make weird noises. I think it's a fun video. It is. How long is it? Like 40 minutes or something? It was super long. Most of the videos are super long, but yeah, it's funny. Check that out if you want to see me lose my mind and talk about Reese's cups. Yeah. This is so stupid. And now, the other thing that I wrote down is learning the obvious.
Okay.
And for that, I'll have to sort some images. Yes, so I am doing an apprenticeship. Some people who listen to this for like a longer time know this already. I'm doing a system electronics technician apprenticeship, and part of that is doing circuit board design, which is really fucking awesome. That's a cool skill to have, I think.
Oh God, I kept in a joke to myself there. I regret doing it. I kind of wished I did say it, but the moment's passed.
Oh my god. Good. And my class, which is 4 people, four students, plus then the teacher, we are doing this project, which is like
just enough methodology.
We're doing a 2 DOF, 2 degrees of freedom motion simulator seat for like racing simulators. So we have our own circuit board for that and other things. And we're like putting all that together, and that's a cool project. It's going a bit slow because we made stupid mistakes, but that's fine. And so we tested something with big motors that we're going to use for that project. What?
Big motors.
Oh my god. They're 350 watt motors. What? What do you mean? What's happening?
It just sounds like a euphemism for, Big Johnson. Big motors.
It does not. Ah, yes, I'm an electronics technician. I work with big motors. Yeah, wow. That's stupid.
Well, I mean, double entendres are famously stupid.
No. Stop it. Stop talking. It is 350 watt motors, and we're running at 24 volts. So if you do the maths, it does come out at like just barely under like 15 amps or something of current that runs through this. So what you need to know is it's a rather simple board. It has a few like MOSFETs on it, which is just like a little device that can turn on big power with like small power from like from a little control board or something, because you can't use a little tiny microcontroller to power a gigantic motor. So then you put the MOSFET in between to control it. That's good. That works fine.
Really?
That works up to, I think, 50 amps at 50 volts or something. So a lot of power. That's good. And yeah, so we hooked all the things up. And then my teacher was like, well, we should put some like extra solder on some of the traces on the circuit board, because it's going to have, the little traces are not going to be enough for all that power. And I was like, yes, I am aware of that. We have to do that, but what if we don't? So then we tested it the first time, and it was fine. And then we changed some settings in the software and hooked it up again, and also added like some cooling on the MOSFETs, because they do get pretty warm. And that already was another like sign of what's to come. So we hook it up again, and we hook it up again, And now I have to send the images to Sod.
FYI, it didn't go well, and we're speaking to Silas's ghost right now. Really committed to this podcast
That's
from
not
Beyond
true.
the
You
Grave.
can't die from 24 volts DC.
With a heart condition and exposed flesh wound, you can.
24 volts can't even enter your body.
I said exposed flesh wound.
No, that's... Well, okay, then it can, but...
We've had this conversation before.
Yes.
Me? Oh, was that supposed to be poking through like that? Oh, no, it's not.
So...
Oh,
we've hooked it up and turned it on, and the second that I pressed the on button in the software, you just heard like a little electric noise, I'm gonna call it, and you like kind of saw a flash coming from the from the circuit board, and nobody really knew what happened.
Well,
we thought one of the MOSFETs actually like blew up or something, but no, actually the plus 24 volt line on the circuit board just like completely disintegrated on like a on the circuit board, and it like lifted itself up. I'm gonna put this as the cover image probably because it just looks pretty stupid. Yeah,
especially with the upside down bird. Who puts a bird on a circuit board?
Well, it's called the soft. That's funny because the program is called Eagle. The circuit board design software is called Eagle. Literally, that's literally the logo.
Okay.
Or the old logo, you should say, before they got bought by Autodesk. Yeah. So, looking back at what my teacher said, he was like, yeah, we should probably put solder on this so it can handle the power. And I was like, yes, I know, but I don't want to do it. Well...
And look what happened.
Some things we mathematically absolutely know that it's going to go wrong, then just prevent it. Yeah.
Yes, there's so many things in life that could be fixed right now. If people would take moderate steps, not even radical, that would be ideal. But even just moderate steps 10 years ago, or even now, would be a huge help. But there's people like Silas that go, but what if we don't and carry on as normal? And this is the end result. Yay.
Well, my plan was, let's just lift up the one side of the circuit board just a bit so fresh air from the fucking fan can circulate below, which I also knew that was not going to do anything, but I did it anyways.
Oh, Jesus. Jesus, help.
It's a stupid idea because it's a tiny little, like, not even like a millimeter thick of copper, 1.7 millimeters wide. And I was like, yeah, just blow some like air barely on it and then it's going to be fine, which I knew it wasn't. But yeah, funny. That's how you learn, though. You can make mistakes and then learn from it. And that's funny.
But you already knew it was a mistake as soon as you were doing it.
Yeah,
that's not learning. That's just doing the mistake anyway to see what happens.
That's like when you solder a thing, which soldering is hot, 300 to like 450 degrees Celsius, and then you touch the hot thing that you just soldered anyways. And that does happen every single time that I solder something. Yes.
Have you never just touched a stove as a kid? Not even like, accidentally, but just like that quick tap and removes to see like how long you can get away with before you hurt yourself?
No.
Why do you need this reinforced in yourself?
Soldering iron. I just touched other things that were touched by the soldering iron or that were hot before. Actually, I probably can't tell this on here, but I'm going to do it anyways.
No. Give the soldered item a doll to help figure out where the soldering item touched it.
I don't remember what happened, but I was in the kitchen with my mum and like we cooked something and it was like fucking burned in the pan. And my mum was like, well, can you just like hold this out of the window for like a minute because it's just smoking that hard. And then I did that. And then like halfway through I realized, oh fuck, I like put it down on the frame of the window and the plastic was just melted. So now there's like a bit of like the pan shape just melted into the frame of the fucking window.
And a slight breeze, I imagine.
No, that's fine. It's fine. It didn't actually like touch any, I don't know, like insulating parts or whatever you would call those. No air gets through. It's just a little bit of plastic that's just deformed now. And a destroyed pan. But yeah. Sometimes you just forget about things. And other times you're just a dick, which the circuit board was definitely the second case. Yeah, so...
I'm trying to think of a second topic for my own, but I'm drawing a blank, to be honest. No, I'm afraid I don't really got much of anything other than the first thing. Oh wait, no, I can. The Reddit and my Discord. Be sure to join those. I'm an active part of the SOD community. And, give me feedback of what you want, and, also, feedback and inform me of what you want for future streams and videos on SOD Passion projects. I'm very close to ending Halo Infinite, and I'm going to need another game to play on my alternating Fridays.
Alternating Fridays.
Indeed.
Nice.
Little burp just there. I did my best to keep quiet. Other thing, I spent an hour and a half staring at my computer screen today whilst I was waiting for it to work. I lost my mind a little bit. I screamed and I shouted and I cried because I just wanted the thing to work. To work, damn you, work. So, to help avoid situations like that in the future, be sure to donate to the new PC fund for SOD, which you can do by looking at my Linktree for links to my Ko-Fi, Linktree, and StreamYard donation pages, as well as a Patreon page you can pledge to at a $1 tip tier or $3 pledge tier. I should say euro. I keep saying dollar when I say Patreon. I just associate with that. That is all for SOD's rambling sections.
Sounds like you
I've really made
should
a
have
choice
also
with
made
this
a
voice.
video about your PC crashing and burning.
The problem is how do I edit it?
Well, you can edit on your phone.
Not on this thing. Not on this piece of shit. Everything I've got is failing. It's a tragic state of affairs. And that was really a choice for that voice. I don't know why I did
That's
it.
Ireland.
Oh, well. No, it's not Ireland. It's just being poor and disabled.
Well, okay.
I imagine that's a universal experience. Topic number 1. NASA engineers trying to... That's a typo. Or just grammatically incorrect. NASA engineers are trying to figure out strange readings from aging interstellar spacecraft. Launched in 1977, Voyager 1 has been exploring the cosmos for nearly half a century. It has a twin, Voyager 2, that was launched 16 days prior in the same year. So before it, okay. Both spacecraft did tours of our outer solar system, flying by planets and photographing moons before eventually traveling outside the boundary of our cosmic neighborhood. In 2012, Voyager 1 passed the heliopause, the boundary where the sun's solar winds ends and the interstellar medium begins. At a distance of 14.5 billion miles from Earth, Voyager 1 is the farthest human-made object in space. Well. But the farther Voyager 1 gets from the Earth, the likelihood for weird things to happen with the spacecraft goes up. Right now, the spacecraft's attitude, articulation, and control system, or AACS is acting up. It's the system that's responsible for maintaining the vehicle's orientation in space, as well as pointing the probe's high gain antenna, which is used to send and receive signals from Earth. Scroll down a little bit more because there's a long one. The AACS is still working as it should as far as the engineers can tell, but it's returning data that doesn't actually describe what the system is doing, according to NASA.
No, accurately.
Or did I skip? Accurately. Accurately describe what the system is doing, according to NASA. For instance, the data may appear to be randomly generated, or does not reflect any possible state that AACS should be in. NASA wrote in a press release. Voyager 1 still seems okay in all other respects. It is in its communications with the engineering team, and it's collecting science data as it's supposed to. NASA says, my bad, that wasn't a comma. And the AAC's issues hasn't prompted the spacecraft to go into safe mode, a type of operating procedure in which the spacecraft powers down most of its instruments and focuses only on its most essential functions to stay alive. Well, I have to say, for something that was launched in, what was it again? 1977?
Yeah, 1977, which means it's probably
Sev-
using technology from like
Yeah,
65
55.
or 50,
Yeah.
even.
55 years ago.
Yeah.
55 years ago. Even state-of-the-art stuff then. Like, I think it's had a good run, you know? Obviously, if there is something you can do at a distance to ensure it keeps working.
It's 45.
Sure. What? No, wait, yeah, sorry. 45.
I was confused
My bad.
too.
Dyslexia ain't
But,
it a treat.
yeah.
Because I saw the
Very old.
7, and then I counted up to 22, and then I counted the 3 from the 7 as well, and it's like, wait, no, that's wrong. Silly me. Anywho, for something that's been operating for that amount of time, like, the further it gets, the more likely signals are to get distorted. The older it gets, the more likely components are to break. Like, if they can do something to keep it going, by all means do, but I feel like we've had a good run of things, you know? You know? What are your thoughts, Silas?
Just the fact that that the people who are running this now can even still like understand what it's doing and how it works. That is insane to me. Like, try using a computer from like 1961 or whatever random shit this is.
Well, I imagine that's part of the training course for NASA to ensure, like, hey, you have to understand this old ass shit as well, because we got things in space that only operate on this, and we need to understand what it's saying.
Yeah, but that's an amazing thing to do, probably.
I mean, yeah, it is an amazing feat, I won't deny.
And also the fact that it's still like running. And actually, let's look up how much Voyager 1. Wait. Voyager 1 transmitter power. Let's actually see how much power the fucking radio signal even has. 23 watts. Imagine trying to look at a shitty little, I don't know, like one of those shitty energy saving weird, how do you call those energy saving light bulbs that were like common in like the early 2000s.
Mm-hmm.
The little curly looking ones. Imagine looking at that turning on and off from like, what is it, like billions of miles away?
I think 14.5 billion light years.
Just the fact that they can, no, not miles.
Million, my bad.
Billion miles, not light years.
Oh,
that would have been insane. Light years. I was like, literally the other end of the universe, essentially. I think. I don't know. That's like way
actually
bigger.
no, like our galaxy is barely that big.
Way
you know?
bigger. But like, yeah, just the fact that you can even receive signals from a fucking 20-watt fucking transmitter literally outside of our universe. That's our solar system. That's insane to me. Good job, NASA. keep it going until it runs out of power. That's awesome.
Well, I imagine even back then they still had solar panels, so that's the thing.
No,
It's
it
not
runs
going to run out
nuclear.
of power.
It runs nuclear power.
Oh, well, I
Because
mean,
if you get out that far, you can't even use solar power anymore, even for like other missions.
oh yeah.
If you
that's
go like
probably
I
a good
think
point.
beyond Mars or something, at that point it like gets kind of shady and you can't use solar anymore. So they need to use other sources. Don't quote me on the Mars line. I think maybe it's before that, maybe it's after that. I don't know, but like somewhere in like the middle of our planet in the solar system, you just can't use solar panels anymore because it's just too dim. So I think they use nuclear on this. Let's check that. Yes, it uses radioisotope power elements.
Well,
470 watts at launch. Just the fact that a thing that is like the size of like a truck or like a bus only runs on 470 watts with technology from like the 60s and 70s, that's already like engineering at its peak, which it is because it's NASA, literally. So, yeah.
I mean, that is what they do.
Holy
That is
shit.
what they do.
I'm amazed that they can even tell that it's like still working and like there's one bit might be a bit fucked, but the rest is fine.
Wonderful.
Good job.
Either that or it's been captured by aliens and they're messing with it just to see what happens. Who could say?
No, probably not, though. Because we would have seen the aliens capture it. We have telescopes, man.
In that case. Wait, are we constantly just tracking this as it goes through the night?
Well, yes, you have to like communicate with it.
I thought you could just chart out its course mathematically.
Well, I think they do that too, but you still have to aim the fucking dishes in the right position to receive the agonizingly slow bullshit transmissions.
Anywho, I think it's time we go on to topic number 2.
Yes, which is, I think we have a rather happy show today, actually. If I just look at the list of the running order again, the list on the left-hand side. Topic number 2. Framework boosts to 12th gen Intel, delivering on upgrade promises. Framework is finally prepared to deliver on its core promise of upgrading its namesake laptop. The company has announced a new version of the Framework laptop with 12th gen Intel Core processors, along with new mainboards to modernize its existing notebooks. Like the original, the pre-built Framework laptop with Intel's latest chip will come in 3 models. Base for, should I say the prices? I'm going to say the prices. Base for $1,049, performance for $1,449, and professional for $2,049. There will also be a DIY edition in which you bring your own RAM and storage, starting at $819 with a Intel Core i5 1240p. My God, I have a few comments on this. $1,119 with a Core i7 1260p, and $1,529 with a Core i7 1280p. The new version of the laptop will also include a new CNC aluminum lid. This should help address some complaints of flex on the original model. And yes, the new laptop lid is also being sold as a separate piece on Framework's marketplace too. It will cost $89 on its own. If you're using an existing Framework laptop, users that want a new chip and a new lid... What? users that want a new chip and a new lid, comma,
Hmm.
those will come together in upgrade kits, starting at $538 with a Core i5. So
Ooh.
that's good. Have you heard of Framework before?
Never in my life. Not even gonna delude you for a moment, pretending I might, hypothetically, know what it means. So, what is all this about?
So many of these laptop companies have said that, oh, we're exploring the ideas of making our products more modular again, stuff like that, because a
Mm-hmm.
trend has been, oh yes, let's just solder everything into the on the motherboard and then glue the motherboard
Ah.
into the system and then
Oh,
use shitty
God.
screws that you can't use as a normal person.
I mean, the average person, yeah, but it's very easy. I bought a kit of them myself. There was all the fancy screws in them.
Well, that's
Wasn't very
stupid. Just the
expensive,
fact
but
that you
yeah,
have to get separate screws, that's dumb. Screwdrivers, that's dumb. So,
yeah.
Framework is basically this newly founded laptop company that basically was like, fuck all of that. Let's go back to using regular parts that you can swap out, yeah, when stuff happens, while also making it look sleek and nice and high quality. Because you could still get like upgradable laptops and stuff, not to this extent really, but you could still get laptops with like where you can upgrade RAM yourself and stuff. But then those laptops
Mhm.
would look freaking like huge plasticky machines, which that's not what this is.
Mm.
If you go to their website, I think it's actually literally frame.work. It looks pretty nice. It looks like some fucking like a MacBook or something. I would probably buy that. My only problem is that they don't have a number block on their keyboard, which is fine for most people, but I like a number block.
Yeah, it's very good for hotkeys, among other things.
Yeah, and they
Although,
have this.
is it a foldable one?
What? It's a laptop. What do you mean foldable? Yes, it can close
No,
itself.
like a tablet one.
No.
Well, dang, you could have gotten an extended keyboard and just like, a USB keyboard, I should say, and just flipped it over like I'm doing right now.
Yeah, no, you can't do that. It's just a normal laptop. Um,
Nah.
it looks pretty good quality though, and also it has these little modules. If you look at the homepage, you can see this little demo video of how they're expanding it and stuff. These little modules of ports. So if you're like, oh, I want to have an HDMI port and like, I don't know, 4 USB ports, you can do that
Well.
because it's like very modular. Even the
Oh, it also
I/O
has
is
like
modular.
expansion ports as well for like 250 gigabyte and 1 terabyte. That's pretty good.
So yeah, but the point of this,
Like if you ever like don't need to use a HDMI cable, but you need to like take something on the go with you, that should be a standard feature, honestly.
yeah, this is like actually awesome.
It's like take out the HDMI, put in this. Okay, got all my files I need to take with me. Take it out, head into work or whatever, or go on holidays. That's super cool. Sorry, I keep interrupting you about
Yes,
this.
it is really cool. It is awesome. So you can buy basically any of the parts if you go to their store and press on parts. You can buy almost everything that they sell, and you can upgrade almost everything that they put into this laptop, and you can even assemble it yourself and then save money, which is probably what I would do. But the big thing is they've only had one model so far because it's a new company
Mm-hmm.
with 11th gen Intel processors, and now they've come
Mm-hmm.
out with the 12th gen laptop, and it's more powerful now, and they are
Okay.
keeping their promise of having parts available and stuff. So what you can actually do, in fact, is you can just buy the motherboard itself with a new chip on it. That's like the one component that's still soldered because that's how laptop processors work. That's just how it's done. Just get the main board, open up your laptop, and put in the new. Well, take out the old Don't stick two main boards in your laptop. You take out the old main board, put in this new one, and then you have
Ooh.
essentially a new laptop, which is how desktop PCs have worked literally since they were invented. Just pull out the old main board, put a new one in, and then you're good. Have a new PC. And I really like that. I think that's fucking awesome.
I'm just looking at like the next time they're shipping a batch, not till August.
There is no other laptop company right now that lets you even, like, I think that lets you do any of this, really. Like, you can't be like, oh, hello, Apple. Well, I like your new processor that's just come out. Can I get a new processor for this MacBook that I already own? No, you literally cannot. And you can't do that with basically anyone else. So I think this is really awesome.
What's it? And just the professional one for like 2,000 though. I guess it is a on-the-go laptop. Doesn't It's only like i7 without i9, even though it's 12th gen. Only 32 gigabyte memory. Only a terabyte storage. I got 2 on this. And it's ages old.
But what exactly is an i7 1280p? Let's see. Also, I really hate their naming schemes on this. Why is it called 1280p? So it has 14 cores. How many do you need? 20 threads. That's like, wow, cool. You're going to play a game and then it's going to use like 3 or 2 or 4.
Yep, and then you gotta do other stuff as well.
Amazing.
It's like, as soon as you come up to multitasking with the thing, it's like all
it's
these
going to
issues.
do completely fine because no program uses 20 cores at the same time. Except if you're like doing live Blender rendering or something.
Maybe. That would be cool. That would immediate. Well, actually, no. I suppose people animate other things other than adult content with Blender. I just never really think about it.
These are good specs. They're pretty good specs.
I mean, for professional, like, I'd expect a little more, especially the storage, only 1 terabyte.
Well, just fucking upgrade it. I don't get any storage. Don't buy any.
The one problem I will say about these started ones is like the USB and A and USB-C ports that you plug into. It's like, okay, so I have this big chunk of a thing, and it only has the one port I can put it into. Whereas like the HDMI one that takes up a lot more, and so do the others. So it kind of makes sense. But these other ones are a lot smaller. It feels like if you just moved it to the side slightly, you could fit 2 in easily. So
that's true, but is that really that big of a deal? That's annoying.
Kind of, because it's like, okay, I'm going to have to buy an extension port then, an extension port for USB ports, and plug it into this singular one.
How many USB-A things do you plug in?
Let's see, we got the mouse, we got the keyboard, we got the capture card, we have a USB-C one for the webcam. Yeah, I'm pretty full up. I have like 2 extensions.
That's fucking stupid. It has literally it has a fucking keyboard built in, though. It's a laptop.
I have it flipped over, so it's like more ergonomical.
Oh yeah, so
like
I can break the laptop immediately after I get it because this
mine
doesn't have
folds.
that. Well, yeah, sure, okay, but this one doesn't.
Yeah, that is true. That is, and I don't know how I could ever go back to a laptop that doesn't fold. I don't know. I'm scared. Comfort me, Silas. And I think we've gone on to this tangent for long enough, don't you?
So
when I start going on about bits of being scared
great
and saving
concept
me,
for a laptop, though. Anyways,
I mean, yeah, that is fairly neat,
and it's not bad hardware. Even though Sod only always wants the most expensive shit for like $4,000 instead of $2,000.
Yes.
Oh no, this machine will do everything that I can do, like possibly ever.
Anything I could ever possibly want, it shall do.
But I don't want that. I want more. Because this can do that. Fucking
more.
6 plus 8 cores.
I want to render the Crisis games, the remasters in 4K, full race tracing, and my thing to like, yeah, okay, let me know when you start.
Well, at
I
that
want it
point,
that
don't
strong.
use a laptop because laptop graphics
I'm
cards and processors are shit.
I'm trying to get a PC. We've been talking about
Yeah.
this.
Yes. But then don't rant about, oh no, this only is a mobile Core i7. Well, that's not really professional. Also, it only has Intel Iris Xe graphics, so it's not even like a real graphics card.
Oh.
It's a laptop.
Ooh, where was this on the customization page? They like have black, they have white, and they have this like orange bezel for the
That's not
thing.
on the
That's super
customization
neat.
page. Just buy it.
I don't want to mess with it. I want it to be perfect out of the box. Anyway, I
Well,
think it
that
is
you
time
can't
for us to.
have. That you can't. If you want to personalize it, just get the fucking DIY version and let somebody build it and save
I think
a lot
it's
of money.
time we move on to topic number 3. Don't you, Silas?
No, I'm really bothered by that. You can get the DIY version with 4 terabytes. 4 terabytes of storage and 64 gigabytes of RAM. It costs a lot, way more than if you bought it yourself and just put that in there, which is what I would do. But okay. Some
Anywho,
people can't do that.
let us go on to topic number 3. That okay by ye?
Yes.
Topic number 3. Amazon hardware execs takes another swipe at Zuckerberg's, my bad, a metaverse fantasy. Meta and its COO, Mark Zuckerberg, can't catch a break. Everyone just keeps saying that they don't want to live in the metaverse. What's it? Uploading podcasts. The podcast that thoroughly endorses not living in the metaverse.
Yes.
Yes, our official stance on that. This week, it's Amazon's head of devices, David.
Oh my god, what's happening now? What's funny about that?
David Limp. David Limp Dick Limp.
That's not what it says.
That
He's
is
just
his last
called
name.
Limp. Yes.
I know.
No other words.
Limp's just a funny word now. I'm sorry. Via association. Whenever you hear the word limp, you immediately think of a dick.
No.
Maybe for more like Western countries. Then it's always weird, isn't it? It's like the Atlantic divide. Everyone always talks about like East versus West, but it's more like split up into thirds.
You're gonna confuse the singular Chinese listener that we have.
I'm confusing myself already. Limp Dick. Funny name. Anywho, Limp David, yes! Let's make David the new Johnson. Oh. Anywho, who said he doesn't want to live in a virtual world 24/7, or even a few hours a day? Limp expressed similar views when interviewed last month by Financial Times, where he spent most of his time espousing his vision of ambient computing, the idea that the computer is everywhere, and he's been keen to do over the last year and change. As he's been keen to do over the last year and change. While speaking at the Wall Street Journal's Future of Everything Festival, Limp was asked what he was thinking about the metaverse. He said that he does not believe that there'll be some form of place shifting in the future. He's focused on devices that enhance the here and now. He said that even with current tech like phones and wireless earbuds, it can be hard to communicate with his kids, even when they're in the same house. I want to try to work on technologies that bring people's heads up, gets them to enjoy one, okay. What was it? Get them to enjoy the real world about them. Make the family a more communal experience. What even is a metaverse? He also said that the term metaverse was almost impossible to pin down. If I asked these few hundred people what they thought the metaverse was, we'd get 205 different answers. We don't have a common definition. It means a lot of different things to a lot of different people. When it comes to a meta, Mark Zuckerberg has tried to describe what he means by metaverse, but at this point he's pretty long on vision and short on concrete details. Though he does say that AR glasses will play a big role. Yes, and let us just remind everybody of the eternal product, Google Glass.
Well, that's not related in any way, though.
It was an AR glass as well.
No, that's not. That wasn't really AR. It was just
It was
fucking
rudimentary.
screen
It was
in the right corner
rudimentary
of your
AR.
eye.
Well, what the fuck? This is gonna be a screen just over top your eyes.
Yes, that's different because you're not
It's
going to
the-
leave your house that way.
Okay.
That's why I think this is different from Google Glass because you are supposed to walk around with a literal Google camera looking at everything that you were looking at every second that you were outside.
Yeah, but the thing
And
is, the metaverse is trying to replace the amount of time you spend outside. Make everything
Yes.
communal but indoors.
So
Thus
nobody will
entail
see how
everything.
stupid you look.
I mean, whoever's watching your feed, listening in through said glasses will see and hear. Don't buy those home house assistants, everybody. There's always people listening in. Anywho, I just like that old limpy boy here took a snipe at Zuckerberg. That was
Yeah,
rather amusing.
That's funny.
Rather surprising given his namesake, taking such a hardline approach on it, but, well, I appreciate it. But I really don't know what other to say than to say, ha 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 ha, your product sucks,
Yeah,
Zuckerberg.
everybody, most people hate it.
Yeah. And the ones that don't, most people don't know what this is and just don't have
Yeah.
interest in it. But people actually like it, like ethereal. They exist as a concept, but you can't actually find one for the life of you. Ooh.
I don't like his idea of completely living there. I'd like meeting your. I mean, this already exists. Games exist.
Yeah. Yeah, just
You
turn
don't
on voice
need
chat
to
in Elden
reinvent
Ring.
that. Yeah, in any
And
game.
we're circling it back to Elden Ring yet again. Ah, you thought it was done? You
That's
thought I forgot about
stupid.
that?
Fucking stupid idea.
The podcast with this. You okay?
Well, I don't really care. It's fine. I'm more
That's all right.
annoyed at this story right now. At least I'm annoyed at Mark Zuckerberg still.
I mean, you should be. Facebook is a terrible company, and rebranding to Meta cannot save them. Like, oh boy, let the user base flee from the platform ever so kindly, God. Please, please. It's nothing but a blight on the world that has surprisingly led to actual ethnic genocides, so we should probably do something about that.
But we should also move on to topic number 4.
Indeed. That's you.
Yes. Okay. Topic number 4. Algae enables photosynthesis-powered computing.
What?
Isn't that an exciting headline?
Yes, yes, it
It's
is.
a fucking awesome headline.
Ooh.
A multinational team of researchers have managed to extract useful photosynthesis-based energy from an algae-powered system, opening up the door for truly sustainable edge computing. That's another one of those bullshit fucking buzzword things.
Yeah.
But okay. what's the next sentence? The system, I think. Yeah.
Hmm.
The system, similar in size to an A or double A battery, I guess that's how we call it in English, a double A battery, was used to
Yeah.
continuously power an ARM-based Cortex M0 Plus.
Ooh.
The same CPU in the Raspberry Pi Pico test board for over a year, with nothing more than ambient light in a domestic environment. It's being hailed as a potential enabler for
Hmm.
future scaling of IoT, there's Internet of Things, devices.
Hmm.
The system was built around a common species of blue-green algae,
Well.
Cynicosistis, whatever the fuck this name is. Go look at the source itself, people, which are capable of photosynthesizing their own nutrients from ambient light, whilst
Hmm.
producing a minute but significant enough electrical current that's proven stable throughout a 1 year plus operation and counting. It's essentially a set it and forget it system, so long as there's sufficient ambient light to provide the algae with sustenance. I think
Yeah, that's.
no, I think I stopped some copying or whatever. I know I cut something from this, but there's you can see the quotation marks begin, but you can't see them end. Okay.
Whoops. No, no, they're there. They're actually there. They just say
Oh,
said
there.
doctor.
Oh, there on the next
Mm.
slide. Okay. Okay. See,
Yeah.
I knew something had happened. We were impressed by how consistently the system worked over a long period of time. We thought it might stop after a few weeks, but it just kept going, said Dr. Paolo Bombelli. That's an awesome name. Paolo Bombelli in the University of Cambridge's Department of Biochemistry, first author of the paper. This is fucking wild. This is pretty wild.
It is pretty cool. I got the Wikipedia page for how do you even pronounce that?
Syneco Cistis, Synecho, I don't know.
Nico. Where's the phonetic spelling Wikipedia? Come on. Of
Really?
all the words not to give a phonetic spelling for, it's this one.
Well, yeah.
This one you choose to. Anyhow, like all cyan bacteria, Scientiostis, a branch of the evolutionary tree from its ancestor roots, Gliobacter violactus, Scientiostis is not dizotropic and is closely related to other model organism, Science say, whatever. It has been suggested that originally Sinochristis possessed the ability to fix atmospheric nitration or nitrogen, but lost the gene required for the process. Well, that's interesting. Actually, a bit of education in this. How fun.
Yeah, so this is not going to power your fucking framework laptop with the high power processor in it, but what they've used is essentially this a tiny little microcontroller kind of thing. This is
Yeah,
not
it's
that
really
powerful,
useful.
but it can do some calculations and it can do some stuff. So
I imagine.
yeah, if you use this for like I don't know some fucking like a sensor or something, or like I don't know, yeah, probably mostly sensors or like switches and stuff.
I mean, anything that's going to be outside for a long period of time,
Yeah,
like security cameras, for
yeah,
example, that's
I
very
think security
useful.
cameras are going to use a lot of power though.
Well, I mean,
Cameras use a lot of
it
power.
depends on like how much you make it. You could definitely make a battery of this stuff to connect to it.
I guess that's true, and also you can use like a shitty little laptop webcam. Those don't use that much power, like compared to a phone camera.
Or we could just get better at making good cameras that require less and less power. You know, that's an option too.
Yeah, or like other sensors, motion detection sensors,
Oh
little
yeah.
tripwire kind of things or whatever,
Yeah,
security
yeah.
systems, set it and
What's
forget
it?
it.
Silent alarms. That's pretty good.
Maybe
What?
even just like a security little beacon
Oh,
or whatever.
you know what? Traffic lights. That could be pretty good.
No.
Actually,
No,
no. Yeah,
why?
that
They use so much power.
I didn't think. I didn't think they would. I thought they would be like better now. You know, I thought they
Well,
would use a lot of power in the past, but
well, yes, they use less power now, but like LEDs, they can use a lot of power. It's just that they're a lot more efficient now than regular light bulbs. It's not like, oh, they never get warm and they don't use power. That used to be the case. LEDs now use a lot of power because you can combine them in various ways in different circuits and different configurations. And to get them bright, you do need power. Not as much as old kind of incandescent lights, but definitely
fluorescent
more than
lights.
this thing can supply.
Hmm.
Maybe
Well, I
like
mean, it all
sensors
depends
though.
on like because it seems like to me there was a very small amount within this thing, like a wrist-mounted bracelet, if I'm not mistaken. But like, I imagine for like a stationary object, you could put a lot more into it.
Well, it says around the size of a double A battery, so it's not that big. Again, I guess you can use this for like sensors for traffic lights, so they can have more sensors along the road to like more intelligently turn on and off the lights. Smarter, well, the traffic lights, but you don't turn on and off traffic lights. You make them green or yellow or red and stuff like that. That was a
Oh.
weird way of saying that. Okay.
And I think we've mined this topic for all it's worth. It's pretty neat.
It's
I think it's
very
time.
awesome tech.
Topic number 5. Android 13 beta will test out of the box support for most Braille displays. Ooh. In the coming weeks, Google will begin beta testing a feature for Android 13 that will make it easier for users of Braille displays to get up and running. Google announced in a blog post on Thursday that the next Android 13 beta will include out-of-the-box support for Braille displays. Braille displays are used to create pin patterns to touch read on screen text and also type in Braille. Ooh. The display allows people with deaf blindness to use smartphones and people who are blind to suddenly use mobile phones without screen readers or voice commands. Braille display support was already available on Android with Google's Screen Reader TalkBack, but now you won't have to install another app first to access features. Braille display users will continue to access the same functionality like navigating the screen with the display buttons, making a phone call, writing an email, or sending a text. In addition, Google is also creating new shortcuts to make using Braille displays easier on Android with TalkBack. The new shortcuts introduced will enable easier scrolling by moving to the next chapter, word, or line, editing documents by jumping directly to the end, or trying to select copy, paste text. Well, that's just wonderful of all. It's a wonderful, happy little episode. Like you said,
Yes.
Silas.
Great episode today. A nice episode. Did we have even one negative topic? I think we had like I guess the
I on
Amazon
it.
was neutral.
No, it's negative toward the metaverse, but we're very positive about that. So
Doesn't mean anything bad for the listeners though.
no,
So yeah.
no. I mean, Elon Musk, am I right? Tries to back out of the Twitter deal. What's it to save himself billions as the stock market price collapses around him, and then it's like, you know what? The other party is the party of hate, and I shall become this party now. And any news you hear about me over the next couple of months, let's say, is all going to be a political hit piece. $500,000 to a flight attendant. That's going on in the background. Yay! Everything is terrible.
That's not
You
something
can't
we
escape
talked
a
about, though.
moment today. You have to live with
Everyone else talked
consequences
about that, so I
of
didn't want
the
to put it
terrible
in.
world you live in. I mean, we gotta at least acknowledge it, you know? Like, we're not gonna do a
Well,
full segment on it, but
that's not okay. Well, this is supposed to be the show about tech things that you don't hear about on other shows. So,
it's true. But
well,
like, you gotta at least pass by it. Like, we're not gonna do
time
a
to
whole
reform
segment
it
on
to
it.
be uploading Elon Musk.
Yeah, just all shitting on Elon Musk 24/7. Every story, a new way to shit on Elon Musk, and we'll be hated for it, and we'll get so many listens.
Well, going back to topic number 5, I think that's a good feature to add, not needing a
Indeed, it
special
is.
app, so you can use your Braille outputs, Braille keyboard, whatever it is. Maybe it's both. I'm rather confused. I don't know how
I'm.
that exactly works, and I don't care.
I mean, it's just building the infrastructure to be adaptable with this type of system.
Yeah.
Like, I'm honestly surprised they didn't do it in earlier versions of phones. Like, I'm surprised it's taking for Android 13 for this to come about.
I mean, other stuff like that existed. Like what they say, it was basically built into the TalkBack app, which does come installed on some phones already.
Yeah, but like
Yeah.
I'm
And
just
I've
surprised this
actually,
wasn't universally adopted a lot sooner and a lot quicker to the point where this was
well,
already a thing.
yeah, it should have been, but it's here now, so that's good, I guess. I've
Better late than
experimented with
never.
using TalkBack before. I'm
Mhm.
not I'm not like blind or anything. I don't have any kind of blindness yet.
I mean,
You don't
just
know what's gonna happen.
give me a laser pointer and we can sort that out.
Don't do that. That's not okay. And
Do
using
not do that.
TalkBack and other
It is very
features like that
dangerous.
is using TalkBack and other. Probably the iPhone has a feature like that too. I don't know what it's called. It doesn't matter. But using that
Yeah.
is surprisingly actually really awesome once you figure it out. When
Yeah,
you
it is very
read
convenient,
when you
especially if you're
read
a
the
self typer.
reviews, when you read the reviews, some people on some people's phones, it just like turns itself on. I guess there's like a specific button combination with like the volume key that you can press,
I mean, that
and then
makes
it turns
sense.
itself on, which makes sense because when you can't see the phone, what you're touching, then you can't turn TalkBack on without physical buttons. That makes sense. But I'm like, I just think it's fun reading through these comments of like people who can
Mm-mm.
see not being able to figure out how to use TalkBack and how to exit it ever again. I think that's funny. That's a specific weird joy to me. That's a skill that blind people have that you should be proud of. If you can understand and know how to use TalkBack without getting confused by your eyesight, which obviously is not completely functional there. But you can manage it, and you're smarter than fucking sides of people not being smart enough to fucking see how to turn it off. But okay. On another note, though, I've actually also been looking at the accessibility features on Linux distributions
Mhm.
because I randomly saw this feature of turn on screen reader. Holy shit, the complete contrast to how great it works on Android. This is the worst thing ever. It's the worst thing ever on at least on GNOME, on Linux with GNOME. And I'm very tempted. I might actually make a video about that because it just says nothing, or it says every single thing that like you don't need to know.
Yeah, it can be a
And
problem.
yeah, you can configure it to like do other things, but you can't even get into the menu without Googling how to get into the menu, and then you have to set up a specific key combination and then press that, and then in the menu sometimes it can work. There's like this voice selector thing where you can select different sounding voices, and there's like 90 different voices or whatever, and every single time you press on that, it reads out all the 90 voices and it will not shut the fuck up. ever. And I'm like, how do you design a thing that's that shit? Like, come on, people. Fuck. But okay, that's accessibility on Linux has a long way to go. I haven't looked at that on Windows. Maybe I could do like a comparison. I think that's a video idea. I don't know how well that would do, though. Maybe well. I don't know. I just think that's interesting. I always like when products are not made for people who have all the senses and all the bodily functions in the world, because that's not everybody. So
Yeah. Not to
how
mention,
some people are so thick that they can't even acknowledge that other types of people exist. That's dumb to me. That's really stupid.
Not to mention, it's also like the stereotype of like, hey, like, okay, for example, again, circling back around to Elden Ring, a lot of people are talking about accessibility and they're saying like, oh, you have like all these different control options now, so even a person without a hand, missing one hand can play this game. But there's like a lot of other conditions that could affect people, like for example, cerebral palsy that affects like response time and dexterity with the fingers to be able to precisely control things. So like the people really do less like either ignore or just clump up like various disabilities into certain things, and like a lot of stuff just becomes invisible as a result.
That's not good.
No,
That's
no,
really
certainly
not good. That's why we have captions in our show, in the feed and on our website. I think they're in the feed now. It depends on what podcast player you're using. So, yeah, if you have a bit of trouble hearing some of the things that we say, or you can't hear at all, then good job. You're already looking at the transcripts anyways. They are a bit flawed. Some words are picked up weirdly. A lot of them
we
are picked
have
up weirdly.
real voices, so it's a struggle for the eye.
Yeah. I've asked in our group Discord who wants to edit the, the transcripts, because I don't want to do it. And nobody said yes, so I guess I still have to do it.
Indeed.
Which I don't like. Maybe I'm going to put more time into that, though, because I haven't paid a lot of attention. I did it like 2 times, and it took super long. It's an intuitive and easy way to like edit the transcripts on our hosting company, but it just takes super long.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah. If you have a 2-hour show, you're bound to have to at least listen to 2 hours again. Maybe longer if you re-edit the caption. Yeah, it's fine though.
Hey,
I like doing that when it's done.
Okay, be sure to look up everything on the link tree, not only for uploading podcasts, but for Silas and myself, Sod, as well. Follow us at all of our stuff on all of our channels, especially the YouTubes, for my channels, Sod Passion Projects and Sod's Passion Gaming. Others as well, but that's the ones I'm advertising. Silas's one, Silas, God, I forget the name. What was it? Silas on Linux. There we are.
Yes.
My apologies. And uploading podcasts, also up on YouTube. Up those views, please. Thank you very much. And it's time to say ta-ta, auf Wiedersehen, until we meet again. Bye-bye.
Bye.